Hello, good evening. Welcome everyone to the 2011 Youth Warrior Awards ceremony, where we honor the amazing accomplishments of 15 of some of the most awe-inspiring and wonderful youth leaders in San Francisco. My name is Nayed Abrahamian, and I'm the Youth Advocacy Coordinator of the Youth Empowerment Fund, which is part of the Department of Children, Youth, and Their Families. And I have had the wonderful honor of working with the 15 Youth Warriors for the past 5 months in the Youth Warrior Award and Fellowship. Each Youth Warrior before you was nominated by a community-based organization and has dedicated their knowledge, skills, and talents to improving the lives of others living in San Francisco. Although all Youth Warriors are similar in their passion for community change, they differ greatly in their path to positive change. Through making documentaries, political organizing, creating educational workshops, and even boxing, yes, boxing, these youth have made a beautiful contribution to others in need in their communities. The Youth Warriors are also incredibly strong in character and in heart. They have demonstrated incredible strength and courage through overcoming difficult life obstacles. Throughout various hardships they have overcome, they have stayed true to their commitment for self-improvement and helping others. These remarkable youth leaders took part in a 5-month fellowship that provided trainings on public speaking, facilitation, and city government. These trainings were led by Youth Warrior alumni such as Marisol Bolak, who's here today, who not only facilitated the trainings, but they also actually helped create the curriculum for the training. So it was very much youth-led. Youth Warriors then utilized their newly learned and developed skills to lead Youth Advocacy Day here at City Hall on Wednesday, April 6th, which was a historical day of youth civic engagement where high school students met with their elected and city officials to talk to them about the issues that they cared about as young people in San Francisco. On Youth Advocacy Day, Youth Warriors led interactive workshops with their partners for high school students on city government, and they also helped the high school students prepare for their meetings with the elected and city officials. Youth met with officials from various city departments, from the members of the Board of Supervisors, and also Mayor Edwin Lee. Mayor Lee was gracious enough to address all the youth participants on Youth Advocacy Day in his meeting room. He shared his personal career history and also inspiring words about the importance of youth voice in city politics. And I am very happy to share with you today that Mayor Lee is here with us to help celebrate the Youth Warrior. So big round of applause for Mayor Lee for being here. Thank you so much. Throughout the fellowship, Youth Warriors also had the opportunity to meet other youth leaders throughout the city and share the wonderful work they're doing in their communities through various events such as the Youth Leaders Weekend. And also this past Thursday, the Youth Warriors and a group of youth leaders went to Sacramento, to our state capital, to meet with our elected officials to talk to them about the community work that we're doing. So the Youth Warriors, through the fellowship, had an opportunity to get involved in the political process and make their voices heard not only on the city level, but also on the state level. The Department of Children, Youth, and Their Families, better known as DCYF, is proud to be working with such wonderful and inspiring youth. Now I'd like to introduce Ms. Maria Sue, the Director of the Department of Children, Youth, and Their Families. She has been a great advocate and supporter of the Youth Warrior Award and Fellowship. Please give them a warm round of applause for Ms. Maria Sue.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be here. So on behalf of our department, our Citizen Advisory Committee, and all of our staff, I would like to congratulate all of our Youth Warriors for completing this fellowship. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the staff who's worked tirelessly to make this all happen. Bryant Tan, our Youth Empowerment Fund Coordinator, Nayed, Peter, am I missing? And Laura. With all the work, we've been able to make this a very, very successful program. The program could not have actually been this successful had it not been for the other members who are in the audience right now, the parents, the caregivers, the adult allies, the friend, the aunt, the cousin. So we also want to say thank you to you for supporting your warriors, our warriors, and making this really, really monumental time in their lives. It is such an honor for me to be able to be here and to express my appreciation for the accomplishment that every one of these warriors have achieved. And starting from helping DCYF inform our funding decisions to helping us have a transparent and community-based process out in the mission, to also helping us advise the White House on what it is that we as young people need in our country. I'm sure that each and every one of you would agree that it is such an inspiration to be in this room, to be in this space with all of you as future leaders. And I definitely hope to see you one day be here in my position so that you can then honor the next group of leaders. So I want to just personally say congratulations to everyone. Now I have the pleasure of introducing our wonderful mayor, Mayor Edwin Lee, who's going to give a few words.
Thank you. Welcome to City Hall, your City Hall. And I wanted to make sure I acknowledge, I know Supervisor Mercarimi is here tonight, also Supervisor Jane Kim from D6. They're both here because I know they have a very strong commitment to our youth in San Francisco. And I want to welcome all of you here tonight for actually two reasons. One, I know we're gonna give some awards out tonight for our youth leaders. But the other reason I wanted to make sure you had a good invitation to come to City Hall tonight was because we've been waiting for one of you to register whether you're going to run for mayor or not. There's a vacancy for youth, to really help lead the city. And I think you can take this job that I'm doing and run with it because this city needs to be more kid-friendly, needs to be more youth-oriented, and I think you can have a lot of input about how this city is run to make sure that whatever we're doing, we're preserving a great city for all of you to grow up in, for you to raise families in as well. I want to congratulate all of the nominees tonight. All of you who have been participating in this competition for the fellowship have been doing great work. I've been reading through some of the accomplishments that you're a part of, and I got to meet some of you very luckily last month when you participated not only in the Youth Advocacy Day, but you also followed up with, some of you were down at the Old School Cafe, you remember, on that national White House discussion with White House representatives about what the youth were looking at in terms of their futures and their participation in the city. Here at City Hall, we are very serious about having programs that not only help youth out, but to make sure that you get the support you need to be successful. We want you and need for you to be successful because without that, we are literally a soulless city without the kids, without the youth growing up here. And whether it's being able to traverse on a good muni system, having a good education, or being able to work in a company like Twitter or a tech company that I'm working with the supervisors on. And these are two great supervisors I'm working closely with the tech companies to make sure if you wanted that kind of a job, you'd be able to work for a company like Twitter or a company like Zynga who have their global, their international headquarters right here in San Francisco. Did you know that? Did you know that if you kept focused on the educational background that you want and need, you can make it into one of those top jobs? And besides the great money that they pay, the workers want to be here in this great city. They want to make sure that they enjoy the cultural diversity. In addition to the food, the diversity of the different cultures of people who live here, who immigrated to this country, who want to make it their lives. You are all reflective of those diverse cultures. So we are doing our best to make sure that we're working with our school district, with our community college, with our San Francisco State University, and with the private donors. A program that I call Bridges to Success that we're working very closely with DCYF on and our school district and our school board is to make sure that we not only encourage people to go to college, but when they begin that experience, to make sure we support you when you are there, that you go all the way to succeed in that degree. And as I told you on Youth Advocacy Day, And I'll tell it again to the parents because they want to know this as well. There's literally $1 million difference in someone that doesn't have that college degree and someone who does when they get their first job and for their future jobs. It's going to be $1 million of difference in a very short time. I think in San Francisco it's going to be more than $1 million difference because of the very good salaries that both the private industry and the public industry pay. If you have that college degree, you're going to make yourself a good living. And you're going to need it because if you want to be in the city, it's going to be very expensive for you to afford to have your own home here as well. So with all of that, we want to embrace, and I want to thank the parents, the siblings, the family supporters who are here tonight to share in the announcements of the Youth Warrior Fellowships, the awardees here tonight. But I want to thank everyone who has participated in this because the voice of the youth is important to people like me and to Supervisor Mercarimi and Supervisor Jane Kim to listen carefully what you're all about and to follow your advice in many occasions as to what is necessary for us to do and continue doing to make the city a welcome city, to making sure it's supportive of strong families, and to make sure we keep doing the right things here and not allow our rhetoric or our politics to get in the way of being a safe city, a very successful city, and a city that knows how to make sure that we come out of this economic challenge in a very, very good, solid way. We'll need your help to do that. So I look forward to seeing you a lot here in City Hall, not just in the rotunda, but in our offices when we have internship programs. By the way, when you go to college, make sure you apply back to the City Hall and to all the different 60 departments because you can get an internship program in the departments like Public Utilities Commission or Health Department or Department of the Environment. There's a host of departments that offer great internship programs so that while you are studying in college, you can actually in the summertime or even sometimes during the year be an intern and learn even more about how the government works. And then you can think about a career, whether it's in the public sector or a career in the private sector. It'll be good choices that you have in front of you if you keep yourself focused. So with that, I want to bring Naya back up and we can start with identifying all of you who won this year's fellowship awards, and you'll be on your way to a very, very good foundation. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mary Lee, for not only taking time out of your busy schedule for being here, but also being our honorary speaker. Thank you again. So now I have the great pleasure to now present the Youth Warrior Awards to our 15 wonderful Youth Warriors. And I will read each Youth Warrior's bio, which is in your programs. And we have a very special treat today because Mayor Ed Lee will be handing out the awards to all the Youth Warriors.
And I'm going to ask both supervisors to come up too because they can't sit by.
Wonderful. So we have a double special treat. We have Supervisors Mir Karimi and Kim who are going to help hand out the awards and the flowers to our Youth Warriors. So now I'm going to ask all the Youth Warriors to stand up and to line up over here. And as I call your name, to come on up. So first, we have Carlos Hernandez, 16, is an active leader, role model, and invaluable member of the Straightforward Club's leadership building and boxing program. He is a positive influence to those in his community who look up to him and follow his steps towards the success and greatness. Carlos. Great. And if we can keep it to just a few photos, that would be great, because we'll have more time towards the end. Okay, thank you, Carlos. Next, we have Chantel Ranous, 18, is a filmmaker and youth leader of the Conscious Youth Media Crew, where she creates media that spreads awareness about important issues and encourages youth to create change. Chantel created a compelling film around the Oscar Grant story and documented youth's reactions to his case. Chantel? Cheyenne Torres, 18, is working with Project What to not only raise awareness about parental incarceration impacting children, but to also improve services to youth who are facing a parent's incarceration. Cheyenne has facilitated and spoken publicly at several conferences with tremendous energy, confidence, and heart. Cheyenne. Denise Castro, 17, is a patient and encouraging college-bound ambassador at Marshall Elementary School, where she helps students with their homework and assists in facilitating after-school activities. She is an inspiring member to the children she works with. Denise is also the captain of the Wallenberg High School soccer team, where she just graduated. Denise? Efrain Hernandez, 16, takes part in the Youth Development and Boxing Program at Straightforward Club, where he helps his peers in the program to build confidence and discipline. Efrain is often seen encouraging others to push themselves harder and not give up, proving to be an empowering role model. Efrain. Elvira Zayas, 18, is a courageous first-year queer educator with the Lavender Youth Recreation and Information Center, better known as LYRIC, and has worked very hard to build allyship in our Portola neighborhood. She is a co-facilitator of LYRIC's weekly group for queer girls, Honey, and motivates other young people to be their best while demonstrating respectful and responsible leadership wherever she is. Gerald Mouton, 20, is a mentor at Inner City Youth, ICY, where he encourages others to be leaders and not followers, and consistently works to support his peers. Gerald is also praised for his perseverance and compassionate speaking out against violence. He recently completed the Green Launchpad program at City College, where he focused on green technology, and will soon transfer to Louisiana State University. He will be very missed. Lauren Dagenfield, 16, has taken the forefront of several youth-led campaigns with people organized to win employment rights, POWER, such as passing a restorative justice policy that creates alternatives to suspensions and expulsions, and also institutionalizing ethnic studies in SFUSD. Lauren is also working to build more awareness on how to bridge the gap between ecology, race, and community. Lucky Fisher Travis, 17, is a remarkable youth supervisor with Youth Funding Youth Ideas, part of Communities in Harmony Advocating for Learning in Kids, CHOC. Lucky strives for greatness and aspires to be an exceptional program officer. He also pushes and supports his project leaders to envision greatness in themselves. Michelle Chu, 17, is a committed youth board member at Mission Graduates and also on the Youth Empowerment Fund Advisory Board. She is also a college-bound ambassador at Marshall Elementary School, where she is a wonderful model tutor. Michelle is a responsible and motivated youth leader working to bring youth voice to her community. Natalie Granados, 18, has been a leader within the Renaissance Youth Movement program for several years, where she has been actively involved in the budget crisis and bravely spoken at the Board of Supervisors. She has also advocated for census participation and funding to be restored to our city's quality youth programs. Robin Bonner, 18, is an outspoken member of the YouthWorks Youth Leadership Team, where she facilitates weekly workshops and works on outreach and advocacy. Robin recently graduated from Downtown High, where she was a passionate role model as a youth outreach worker and also advocated for youth to be more engaged in the political process. Xiaokong Scott Mo, 17, piloted the first single-room occupancy SRO Youth Leadership Empowerment Scholarship Program at the Chinatown Community Development Center to outreach underserved SRO youth in Chinatown. He also wrote a grant proposal to create a bilingual fire safety and emergency preparedness curriculum along with emergency kits for each participating SRO unit. Valerie Klinker, 20, is the content producer for Youth Outlook Multimedia, where she is a voice of community change, both in front and behind the camera. She was a guest youth panelist at the 3rd Anniversary Women's Pioneer Award ceremony and presented Miss Gina Davis with the Women Pioneer Award. Valerie was also named valedictorian of the Changing the Odds program. Last but not least, Miss Vanessa Lee, 18, spearheaded the Lavender Youth Recreation and Information Center's 16th Street bar installation about gender, which infused her passion for arts and activism. Vanessa is a second-year queer educator at Lyric and engaging facilitator of the group Trans Magic, where she is committed to becoming a visible and vocal ally to the transgender community. Thank you, Meredith Lee. Thank you, Supervisor Kim. Thank you, Supervisor Mercury. Thank you very much. That was a very special treat. And once again, we're all here to honor the phenomenal accomplishments of these 15 youth warriors. It really has been a blessing and a gift to myself to be working with these wonderful youth warriors. And thank you all for sharing this memorable day with us and honoring the 2011 Youth Warriors. These 15 youth are shining examples of what it means to be a youth warrior and are truly a gift to not only myself and to the families and friends and the nominators, but most importantly, to the City and County of San Francisco. Carlos, Chantel, Cheyenne, Denise, Efrain, Gerald, Lauren, Lucky, Michelle, Robin, Scott, Valerie, and Vanessa. We all appreciate everything you have done, Elvira, everything you have done and will do for the City of San Francisco. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you. So the Youth Empowerment Fund would love for you to join us for refreshments. Please take this as an opportunity to meet some of the youth warriors. We have an information table in the back and also a poster filled with wonderful photos of the youth warriors. Thank you again in helping us celebrate the 2011 Youth Warrior Awards and Ceremony.
SF Gov TV, San Francisco Government Television.